I'm sure a lot of you guys have a lot of questions for me, you know, regarding where I went and why I left YouTube and why I stopped posting art on DeviantArt. And for now I want to discuss some of the things that actually happened on YouTube and on DeviantArt that really turned making videos off to me, and I just really made me feel not welcome here anymore. I'm sure I could do this quietly and I could just start posting videos, you know, that I want to be making without having to discuss the content change that there's going to be. But there are just some things that I think need to be said, especially about this community and the people that are in it. So if you're a risk taker and you haven't read the title of the video, today I'm going to be talking about why I'm leaving the ranting community. Now, whether that's good news or bad news to you, it's just something that I'm personally deciding to do. You're not going to see another rant video on my channel. I'd much rather post discussions about art, discussions about, you know, things that I personally find more interesting, as opposed to just needlessly harassing and targeting smaller creators because I can. I want to get a little bit of a disclaimer out of the way before I continue. Yes, I know that I voluntarily participated in a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about in this video. I know that maybe some of it is my fault for getting involved in the first place, and I know that I maybe played a role in some of the disgusting actions that took place here on YouTube within this ranting community, and I just wanted to apologize for that, and I want to apologize for being absent. There are a couple things I want you guys to take away from this video, especially if you're a new ranter in the community. What you choose to do after seeing this is totally up to you. You can choose what you want to do and how you want to go about with your channels, but especially if you're a new ranter here and you have aspirations of becoming popular and becoming friends with, you know, the popular ranters, I think it's really important that you listen and you know that not everyone is who you think they are and not everything is as it seems here. So without further ado, let's get started. There are two big categories that I'm going to discuss today. The first being my own personal feelings about the content of rants that, you know, I just don't enjoy making it as much, and that's kind of a simpler category, so we'll start there. I've only made a couple of actual rant videos and I'm already just so bored with it. I've lost any interest in doing it, and in all reality it's just the same content rehashed over and over and over again for a different victim or a different topic. I can only talk about something in a negative light for so long, and it's just not fun to do. It's not fun to rant and ramble. Doing that over and over and over again for whatever reason just seems silly to me, especially since so many people like to say that, oh, well, ranting is important for critiquing. You know, when you make a rant on someone, you know, you're critiquing their content. It just seems so extra to make an entire 8, 9, 10 minute long video discussing why you dislike someone's animation memes or why their rants are not good, when if you really cared about critiquing them, you could very easily send them a note, you could send them a PM through YouTube, you could send them an email. And that's just so much easier and so much more polite to smaller creators and even bigger creators. Instead of publicly calling them out, so much more courteous to them to send them a private message if you really care about them getting better content. I just personally don't like making the content anymore. I'd much rather dedicate my time to things that fulfill my desires in making a video, as opposed to making content that people can jack off to. And I mean metaphorically jack off. That brings me into my second category, and this is where things might get a little bit heated, might get a little bit spicy. I hate the people in this community. I've lost all my patience and I've lost all hope. So there are a million ways I could start this, so I'm just going to consult the book, now available on Amazon. Let's just open up to any page here. The ranting community as a whole is basically a glorified high school clique. No, okay, we're gonna scratch that. It's a middle school clique, because that's the level of maturity that we're dealing with here. They lie, they manipulate, they harass, they bully, and they do anything to keep the monopoly that they have over the community. So one of the biggest things that makes the ranting community a little bit different than other communities on YouTube is that there is no authority, so to speak. You know, in the gaming community, you have really popular gamers that have sponsorships and partnerships with big companies, and that gives them a little bit of credibility to talk about the things that they do. And the same goes for the art community. There are artists that have degrees and have jobs at companies like Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon, and once again that gives them a little bit of an authority or credibility to talk about the things they do. They know what they're talking about and they have a right to be talking about those things. In the ranting community, where is that? I mean, you could argue that it's popularity and fan base. If you think that credibility and popularity go hand in hand, I just want you to go ahead and look at the Paul brothers. So there's just some cold hard proof that credibility and popularity are not synonymous, and having a huge fan base does not automatically mean that you deserve the authority that you have or you know what you're talking about. It just means that your content is maybe a little bit more interesting to watch, or people find your personality more likable, but that does not mean that you know what you're talking about by any means. You have these popular ranters who have tens, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and I'm not going to name names. They act as if they know everything, and they act as if they're in charge when they have no right to be in that position in the first place. They hold this monopoly over the community. So really, in a way, it's just like kind of the wild, wild west out here. It's every man for himself, and there are no rules, there are no guidelines, there is no true law of the land, so to speak. It's just a bunch of savages. And because it's a little bit of no man's land, the people that do have all this popularity grab this community by the balls, and they put themselves in charge, and no one questions it. No one thinks twice about who they're listening to or who they're getting their opinions from, and they just accept the fact that, oh well, so-and-so is popular, I have to listen to this person because they know what they're talking about, when they don't. They just do whatever they want when it comes to harassing others and pushing them around to get what they want. It's just a bunch of hypocrisy. There are things that new and upcoming renters couldn't do, or unpopular renters couldn't do, because God forbid, that's a big no-no. But if maybe a popular renter did it, or someone who had more subscribers did it, well, that's okay, you know, you give them a pass, and no one does anything about it. You know, everyone just lets it slide and pretends that it doesn't happen. And I know that the word hypocrisy is just thrown around left and right, because I don't think people really understand what it means. But everyone, almost everyone in this community has done something hypocritical down the line. I'm sure I've done hypocritical things. You know, I've critiqued people for doing things that I didn't like, but I let others slide for doing the same things, and that's just like a fact of nature. But it's the fact that they go out of their way to target others is what makes it so dangerous. I don't know if you know her, but there's a ranter named Deltora251. She is a total sweetheart. I would say she's less of a ranter and more of a discussionist. She talks about different art topics, and she goes into a lot of detail, and she's very sweet. She's a total angel. If you haven't checked out her channel yet, there's gonna be a little, I don't know, a little white bar thing up here in the corner. Please go check her out. I know that was off topic, but you know, she had been posting videos and she caught the attention of the names junkie. I know I said I wasn't naming names, but we're gonna start naming names. He has a video series where he promotes smaller YouTube channels and he gives them some visibility, and he did that for Deltora. Deltora just kind of went along her business. She continued making the kind of content that she wanted to do, regardless of what other people in the community told her to do or said would make her videos more popular. So recently, if you haven't been living under a rock, I'm sure you've at least heard of Simply Dad's most recent video regarding this community as well, and he kind of just went into a lot of stuff that he was unhappy with, and you know, called out a lot of these popular YouTubers I'm mentioning. Deltora posted a comment on it saying that she appreciated the things he had to say, and that she felt it was stupid that she needed the approval of someone like Junkie from the beginning to even get a foothold in this community. Oh my god, did that fucking piss Junkie off. He had expressed extreme distaste in the comment that she chose to make as her own person, and said he was really annoyed by the fact that she didn't appreciate the oh so kind thing he did for her. You know, God forbid someone turns down the godlike hand of Junkie. He felt he didn't get the thanks that he deserved from her. And the most shocking thing to me was that there was another person in the server he was talking with who mentioned how they wanted to make a rant video on Deltora, and Junkie, word for word, said fucking annihilate her. Oh, but but he's such a nice guy. Oh, he's so nice. He has everyone's best interest in mind. Okay. It goes to show you that no one is who they say they are, and all these nice things they do for other people, whether they promote them or they collab with them, they are just regular whiny people on the internet that have no more integrity than anyone else in this world. And Del Toro's not the only person he did this to. I was a young budding ranter and Junkie saw my content and he liked it. And I was very excited. I knew he was popular and I thought, oh, well, I have to get on his good side. I need to be friends with him and then maybe I'll get popular too. You know, at the same time, I was also becoming friends with Simply Dad, who I mentioned earlier. And if you know anything, Simply Dad and the rest of the rant community do not get along at all. When I posted a video featuring Simply Dad talking about how his content wasn't that bad, Junkie was upset with me. At least he acted a little bit like it. He said, well, I don't approve of what you're doing. I think he's not a great guy. You need to stay away from him. You know, acting as if I was his little daughter going to prom with a man that he didn't approve of. And imagine being just so manipulative that you need to tell a grown woman who to associate with. And I told him that I wasn't going to change who I associated with and that I was involved with Simply Dad whether he liked it or not. And from that point on, any semblance of kindness that he had showed me before was gone. He stopped talking about wanting to collab with me. He stopped, really kind of conversing with me on Twitter and YouTube. And I became a second thought in his mind because he wasn't able to indoctrinate me, I guess. And that pissed him off that I chose to associate with the people I wanted to as a grown woman as opposed to coming into this grand order of popular ranters that have a hold on the community. So, and that just hurts. It hurts, to know that these people's kindness, it really means nothing. It's for their own gain. It's for their own benefit. And in the end, when you don't take the side that they want you to, any hope that they'll still remain friends with you is gone. He wasn't the only one that did that. Fagos did the same thing as well. And, Fagos and I kind of talked and he expressed his taste in Simply Dad as well. And I brushed that off and said, well, that's too bad. And Fagos instantly got upset when I said that I wasn't going to stop associating with Simply Dad just so I could be in the group with everybody else. He even threatened me with suicide, which seemed to be a common thing with him, huh, Fagos? So already, it's all about taking sides. From the moment you join this community, it's all about taking sides, which is just so middle school.
Well, you can't be friends with her because I don't like her, and she said this about me, so you can't be friends with her.
That's just so shitty. I'm so beyond that as an adult, and I wish that other people in this community would feel the same way. No matter how old you are, you should realize that you should be friends with who you want to be friends with, regardless of what the popular people tell you to do. And so for the longest time, I wondered, why are there no rants on these people? Why is no one coming forward with information about the dirty things that these people have done behind closed doors? And at first, when I was young and naive, I thought, well, maybe it's because they really are good people. Maybe they really are kind creators that have the best interest of others in mind. But the more and more research I've done and the more and more people I've spoke to in this community, the more I've realized that it's because they attack and they silence anyone who calls them out or anyone who shines any kind of negative light on them. Instantly, the moment someone posts a video critiquing them or calling them out for anything that they've done, they hop on that and their cronies hop on it. They take out anyone who disagrees with them or shows them in the wrong light. A great example of this is in the past couple months, Lulu had posted some videos and some streams about how she was unhappy with some of the people in this community and how she had been going through a lot of stuff. She was upset, she was sad, and she was torn apart. And in those videos and streams, she shined a negative light on some of these popular creators, and they were not happy with that. Oh, no, no, no. Luna made a video.
Wait. So I went back and watched this video a couple times just to get some information from it, and I want you guys to tell me if you have ever seen a bigger case of white knighting than this.
Junkie cares a lot about everyone. Junkie is just a really sweet guy. In that group alone, there were 4 other girls with crushes on him, including me.
Luna made a video disregarding anything they said and called them out and said that they had problems with their mental health and that they need to get help by doing a 5-minute Google search. I'm sorry, Luna, was that supposed to prove anything? Like, what were you trying to prove there? Everyone in this community pretends they're mental health experts and that they know what's best for other people. Lulu and her friend Nemi were essentially bullied into silence. She deleted her stream, all because people in this community made her feel like she couldn't have a voice and she wasn't allowed to say the things that she was feeling. And in a community that expresses value of opinion and value of personal experience, is so ironic to me that anyone who dares express an opinion that isn't deemed okay or acceptable by these, you know, these ever popular ranters is instantly silenced and told that they need to take their videos down. Let your fan bases decide for themselves. If someone posts a video calling you out or saying something that you don't agree with about yourself, let them decide. And if deep down you really are such a nice person, your fans will stick with you in the end. So I know I've called out Junkie a lot in this video, and he's not the only one. He just instantly comes to mind to me because he is the epitome of, oh, well, he's the nice guy of the community, everyone loves him, he's such a sweetheart. Really, he's the exact opposite of that, and I've seen him say things about people's art that is so cruel and so uncalled for. He's not the only one. Everyone in this community has done something or many things that are not so great. People still pretend that, oh, well, these are the mature people in control of the community. Does changing your entire Discord server name and spam posting on Twitter seem like a mature thing to do? Does that seem like a calm, level-headed thing to do? No, it does not, because these people are all just children. They really are just a bunch of petulant, whiny, crybaby children that have roles and titles and sit at desks that they don't deserve. This is a relatively small community on YouTube, and your reputation in it, why do people act like it matters so much? I understand it's embarrassing to be called out and pointed out as a laughingstock, but to anyone who has ever had a rant made on them because, oh, you choose to ship your character with another character, or because you make animation memes, or because your rants aren't that good, it's gonna happen. There are people that are gonna be mean because they need to fulfill their lives somehow and jack off to drama that they unnecessarily create. But you are so above that. You are so above any unnecessary drama and crybabying and whining that they put out just because they don't like your content. Their opinions should mean nothing to you. Loyalty, privacy, respect, those words don't exist in the ranting community. Those words don't exist to these popular ranters. They don't care. They don't care about your well-being as a person, and they don't care about your well-being as a YouTuber, and I can say that from personal experience. So in the end, I have lost all my patience for people in this community. I don't trust anyone in this community anymore. After seeing the lengths that they will go to silence anyone that they don't agree with, it just hurts, and I'm sick of it. I don't want any part of it. I don't want to get sucked into that role of being a mean person just because I can hold a monopoly over a community and because it'll give me a large fan base. I'm not interested in that. I don't care if I lose subscribers. I'd much rather lose subscribers and make videos about things that I personally find interesting than listen to what irrelevant people on the internet have to say about me and my content. So basically, I just committed a very big no-no for the people in this community, and that is call out anyone who is popular. And really, I just don't care about my reputation in this community anymore. It means nothing. A reputation in a community that is just so dirty and so snaky doesn't matter to me. I'd much rather have a reputation with my friends and the people that I care about, as opposed to a reputation among people I don't give a shit about. And I'm sure people are going to try and silence me. People are going to try and get me to take the video down because I've exposed some people today. It's just going to prove my point even more that you guys are all shitty assholes. I'm not naming any names, but oh, there's karma. I think that's where I'm going to leave it off today. I've gotten my point across, and I think that you guys know how I feel at this point. If you came to my channel because you wanted to see me rant, then unsubscribe now, because you're never going to see another rant video from me again. I've been completely turned off to the idea of this community. And I think that anyone who still has doubts should just go and do some research of their own. See things from different sides. Watch videos from people that you're told to not like. Instead of listening to the same people over and over and over again and following their propaganda, make your own opinions. Go forward in this community cautiously, especially if you're a new ranter, because the people you're subscribed to are not who they say they are. YouTube videos are just such a tiny little sliver of someone's personality and someone's life, and it's just the tip of the iceberg, and there's so much hidden underneath there that you potentially don't see because you're not in their exclusive Discord servers and you're not friends with their friends, and so you can't truly know what's ever going on behind closed doors. Just do your research, double check. I think that's about it for today's video. Thanks for watching, you guys. If you sat all the way to the end of the video, congratulations, you get nothing, but I still love you. I really do have plans to continue making videos here on YouTube in the future, and I have some fun stuff in mind for next week's. And don't forget to fucking like and subscribe. I'm kidding, but not really. Bye, guys. Find it kind of weird that Spoctor is underage and very open about that fact, yet openly encourages very sexually suggestive and explicit art of his characters. Like, just some food for thought.